usual shit. I'm not going to do my usual bit. In fact, I'm going to shock you right here, right now. Welcome to the face of the franchise. My name is Little Joe Ooh, a.k.a. Joe Doran, and right across from my screen, as he always is, as he likes to say, that is, of course, Michael, the Pharaoh Shanuti, who's looking a little discolored, looking a little disfigured, looking like he's carrying the weight of a world of embarrassment on him as he put his family, his name to shame. Which
Embarrassment
wasn't much because,
is
again,
funny
he
because I'm
compared
talking
himself
to the
Sean
guy.
Watson a
I'm
couple
talking
weeks
to
ago.
a guy who always on the show picks the weirdest songs, who always talks about how in high school or in his youth years would pay people to hit him in the nuts. And
whoa, okay. I didn't get paid people to hit me in the nuts.
No, you
I got paid to get hit in
yes.
the nuts. Yeah, you phrased that incorrectly there. Okay.
Yes, businessman before his
I want to make sure
time.
that's very clear. That's a whole different issue.
Businessman before his time.
Take the money any way you can get it.
Business, like I said, people sold candy bars like Hunter did, and then some people found a niche where, like I said, businessman before your time. You sold us
like we talked about on the show before, man. I was inspired by Jackass. I fell in love with it, and that's it made me money. Why not? John Knoxville can do it. Why can't I?
Hey, everybody
but you
has
found
their own
one of your
sense of
Jackass
comedy.
side last night. I want to hear about that. Tell the people how you're feeling. Let's get right into the Triple 10 challenge. I'm gonna have to show you how it's done next week, but I'm not gonna take any more time away from you. Give it to us.
Here's what happened. So I'm doing these videos that I've been like recording, just saying like different things like arguments or like things that I have grievances with, because there's a lot of different things that I just hate in this world, because I hate a lot of things in this world because this world sucks, such as traffic, construction, overall Karens. That's just it. So two buddies of mine
were like, Karen bit. Creative, unique. Way to go, buddy. Haven't heard that one. Boom, boom.
No. More so Karens in situations of like going to a restaurant already picking a fight. Like they already hate the experience before they even get into the restaurant. But I digress.
Right. Well, as we know, we're going to get into it slightly in the details of the Karen, is she's predisposed to act this way. That is in her nature.
Exactly.
That is simply genetics.
And so, like, long story short, I was talking to people about these videos, and then some guy was like, well, why don't you do 10 shots? Why don't you do 10 wings? And then all of a sudden they came up with the 10-10-10 challenge, triple 10 challenge. So I was like, you know what? Why not try it? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. So it's an internet sensation that I hope catches on, because this is what happened. All right. I'm not making excuses. I'm not making anything. If you saw the live stream last night, I was 3 shots short of it.
Can you wait? No. Because I want you. So, okay, we can give the results at the end, but I want you to detail it wing by wing, shot by shot.
Okay.
So
let's start with the day before.
Okay.
God bless their heart. My parents bought me contact solution because I ran out. We were in Ocean City. All this stuff.
Parents of the year, as always, news parents coming through.
However, they bought the wrong. When you buy the wrong contact solution, that says on the bottle that these are meant for certain contacts, and I put my contacts in them. I put them in my eyes, and it feels like legit burning. So my eyes were completely bloodshot. I looked like I smoked a pound of weed. The reason why I'm saying this is because that right there probably should have told me you're not ready for shit because you're already burning from the fucking eyes.
Right. Immediate eyes water, you're in danger.
Fast forward to the day of, we're thinking about what we should drink, blah, blah, blah. I said Jameson at first, and I was like, you know what, Jameson's not going to be as easy as it should be, and I'm for sure puking whiskey. Let's try something gold standard. Let's just do the Tito's plain. Let's do mild wings. Let's just see. Because, like, if I could do it easily, then yes, we'll up it to whiskey.
Do you think you would have gotten too much shit? Because I was going to text this to you, but I think I already know the answer, and I think people let me know the answer. Would you have gotten away with, like, Pink Whitney, which is, like, essentially...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I kept it as gold standard as possible. Because,
right.
Like if I did anything extra to the wings or to the bottle of vodka or whatever, if I did whiskey, if I did Fireball, if I did anything other than that, people would either say, "Oh, you're a dumbass," or "Oh, you cheated the system." So I was like, you know what? Let's just do plain for both. playing
Yeah,
gold
the
standard.
critics are harsh and rough out here, buddy.
Yes.
So you went ahead and you made it as baseline as you could.
Mentally, I thought the challenge meant you can't drink water, you can't chase, you can't throw up. So I was like, okay.
Wait, so that's what I want to get into. Let's get into that first. So at no point during the video, because we're still on yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So at no point during the video did you establish these rules. And the word you just used was, so I thought to myself.
Well, because
no
in retrospect, right?
Yeah.
If I did have a chaser or at least water, I think I could complete it. Because the reason why is because you're doing so much vodka that your body's going to naturally reject it. And if you don't have like that Sprite or Coke or just even simple water to change the flavor of the vodka out of your mouth, which I'll get into, then you're just straight alcohol. So that's what I thought. And then throwing up, I feel like that's a standard in any challenge of food or drinking. If you throw up, you lose. Like in any man versus food
I
episode,
think it's time we change that as a society.
Like,
look at it as if the man can continue, if the man decides he is willing to continue and press forward, who are we to say he can't?
To be honest, and like again, this is another thing. If I could have thrown up,
or woman, excuse me, or whatever you make it to yourself as, I apologize.
If you're a living creature, let's just say that, throwing up.
If you are you made up of matter and sentient?
If I was able to throw up, I think I could have done the last 3 shots because then my stomach would be empty, like absolutely empty, because I didn't eat anything really that day. I water.
Needed those last 3 shots so bad.
Oh my gosh! But we'll get into that. But so that's
also,
what I thought.
Quick shout out to Jeff, who sits silent in the corner. Not so much these days anymore, as he doesn't really have. It'd be weird if he, of course, sat in one of these corners of our house. But with that being said, only one that had your back, as usual. Just great support system, having your back. Great shout out to Jeff, who sits silent in the corner.
Oh yeah,
day one. Good guy, solid guy, true friend, great coach, great support system.
People who have had my back, like high school friends had my back, and then like
a couple of people,
like one guy didn't. I mean, I guess you could put 2 and 2 together. I mean, the college crowd. I mean, they're all just bums. I mean, like let's just be honest. Like if they think they can just do that, they're absolutely not. I've seen those dudes drink, and it's just funny to me that they think they can do that, and it's like the thought comes into their mind. But I digress.
99 percentile alcoholics only.
And that's what I'm getting into. So when the live stream started, right, I was like, okay, what is my strategy?
Right, we're at the stream now.
Yes. What is my strategy? I'm like, okay. At first, I was like, I'm going to do 2 shots, then a wing, and then we'll see how it goes.
And I think the consensus was a lot of people, which I also advised you, was shots first, then wings.
Some people said, well, we'll get into the later part because I'll tell you what people's strategy was, because then I'm going to tell you how I felt during the whole entire thing.
Am I the only one that texted you a strategy beforehand?
No, everybody did. Everybody was
everyone
like,
this
is my strategy. People said do 5 and 5. Or some people did one, like do switch off 1-1. Some people say dip your finger into the buffalo sauce and then drink as many shots as you can. Like don't touch the wings until the very end. And then but
I like the dip the finger in the buffalo sauce. That's a good point. That's a good strategy.
My natural reaction.
Because
I went for the wing first. So I know,
and that's your problem. First of all, anyone that knows you, and you know what, I never do the wing bits with Nude because he gets enough with it. I honestly find it a little tired. There's more stuff to make fun of him, like he's a self-proclaimed pervert. We're
gonna keep going with this Deshaun Watson thing. When I said I liked happy endings in movies, and then you took that as a Deshaun Watson thing.
Also, I am going to compare you to an FLDS, which is a fundamental Latter-day Saint later. If you don't know what that is, look that up now so you can enjoy that segment a little bit more later. With that being said, I don't understand what the thought process was.
Muscle memory.
Anyone think you do anything other than the wing?
Muscle memory.
I don't like to press you on the wing, but I just don't understand.
So,
why
like I said,
anything else but that, and that was your immediate trap. That was your immediate downfall. That's why
no. I will tell you what my downfall was. It wasn't the wing, because the wing actually, it actually helped out in the sense that my stomach was literally on water and probably maybe a banana. I'll say that I didn't really eat that much. Probably the biggest problem, but I drank the 2 first shots, right? I was like, okay, that's perfect because the wing is holding the 2 shots together. Then I went to the second wing. I was like, okay, I got a good pace. Then I went to shot 4 and 5, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling it a little. I was like, let me eat some wings because like I'm feeling it just a little bit.
That was your mistake too. Again, the wings was your mistake. Going for the wings.
The wings, you have to incorporate the wings somehow. You have to figure out.
After you're done with the shots.
But here's the deal, Joey. That's what I'm trying to say. At shot 6 and 7, I visibly, if you saw the video, I took a napkin, I held it to my mouth, I had everything right here puked up. I swallowed it back down, and like
you know what?
Like, cool.
I hope the people at home listening are clapping for you right now. There's got to be some respect on the. They left nothing on the field with that move. That was
literally, and then like at some point, whether it was shot 5, whether it was shot 6, whether it was shot 7, it did not matter what that wing flavor was. It was all vodka. It was all vodka. I was like, holy shit, it's all vodka. I can't taste anything but vodka. I can only feel vodka in my stomach. Like, I know I have like 5 wings in me, but that, like, I was just like, fuck. So when it got closer to the end, where I had the 3 shots left, and then I think I had like maybe five more wings, I was like, if I'm going to finish something, I'm going to finish these goddamn wings. So I finished the wings and set my sights on the shots, I think with like a minute 12
My favorite at the end, after you, by the way, you swallow the puke, your best line, after you know that you swallowed the puke, you vividly see that, you can say to all the crew in the room, you guys want to take shots, I guess, then?
I literally could not finish it.
It was like a boy that you just like, or a dog you adopt because it's just whimpering in the corner at the adoption center, and you're like, I guess it's not a particularly attractive dog, but I guess I have to go back.
I appreciated
I feel so bad.
I appreciated Sam and Hunter being there, helping out, and like cheering me on. Like I couldn't really read the comments, but I read a couple of them. Like you said, like Jeff had my back. A lot of people from high school, fuck the friends from college, they could suck my dick. You could suck my dick too. But at the end of the day, I was just like, I literally thought to myself, I was like, first of all, I was directly hammered. So once you take that many shots, you're hammered right away. So I'm hammered. We took those shots. The live stream ended. I'm consistently drunk the entire time. Whatever. Hunter leaves after like the home run derby. I fell asleep watching a little bit of that Derek Jeter bullshit. And then I was like, okay, it's 12:30. I go to my bedroom. I literally went from tipsy to absolute hammered again, but this time times 12. Like think of the drunkest.
Now let's stop here for a moment because I'd like to dissect this part a little bit as well. Now this is what I like to commonly refer to, and it's rare, known as the sneak attack. It's when all of a sudden, like your body, like your mind understood you were drunk, but your body didn't until a couple hours later because how quickly is how much you consumed.
Yeah,
right.
It caught up.
Mm-hmm. It caught up, and this usually happens to us at, let's say, weddings, bachelor parties, things of that nature, younger crowd, any college weekend, really.
I was just like, dude, like, what can I do to get this out of me? Like, what can I? And I was just like, I gotta go to sleep, but because I had that paranoia, if I fall asleep, I'm gonna throw up all over this bed.
Yep.
And then
that paranoia will keep you up. I had a whole buddy's wedding where I did not sleep at all. I started drinking at 9, drank until 3 a.m. I did not sleep that next day because it was just my body was just so confused of what was happening. I couldn't figure out how to fall asleep.
I literally was like in a trance where I was just like, I got to figure out to sleep. And then I finally did. So around like 5 a.m., I got cotton mouth. I was just drinking so much water. Thank God I chugged water before going to bed. I was just like in a daze for a couple hours, like an hour or so after that. Then I woke up at 8. I was fine. I felt good. Like nothing really too much today. Like today was fine. Like in all retrospect, because it hit me so hard that night and then during it, and then I had like slept it off, I felt like that's fine. And then I went to the gym, sweated out whatever was left. But I want to tell everybody, you're going to do the challenge. You think you're going to dominate the challenge.
I was waiting for you to finish up.
I was going to do this. I'm going to say this. Here's a disclaimer. This is nothing against Joe. This is nothing against anybody that I know. If you think you can do this challenge and you're not a raging alcoholic, then I'm sorry, you're not going to do it. Like, whether you think you could do it with the vodka and mild wings, whether you think some people were like, oh, if you did like garlic parmesan and fireball and blah blah blah, you got to realize you
I
have
think
10
Pink
minutes.
Whitney and plain wings.
Yeah, but that's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that cheapens it. Like you
Yeah,
got to
it
do
does. Exactly.
you got to do a non-flavored liquor with whatever flavor wing you think it is. I did mild because, like I said, it was gold standard. Now, for the people who think doing the 10 shots then the 10 wings is, like I said, if you don't do flavored stuff, even if you do flavored stuff, actually do flavored stuff, because here's the deal: when you get to the wings will not taste whatever flavor you got them. It's gonna be whatever you consume. And then
Right.
if you do the
Which
opposite
I
way,
found interesting. I wouldn't have thought that, regardless, or at least like the power of the buffalo sauce would eventually break
no.
through the vodka.
And that's the funny part. I thought too, because I was like, okay, the wings are my chaser. But when the chaser is not even like the chaser anymore, and you're just eating, it tasted like I was eating vodka. Like I was eating vodka chicken. Like I was just like, this is disgusting. Like,
It was
and then if you
buffalo flavored vodka, essentially.
exactly, and then obviously we know the opposite way. If you do the 10 wings and then the 10 shots, you have 10 wings in you
You're
already.
fucked.
You're fucked. You're gonna puke. So there is.
That's
no
why
clear
the crowd
strategy.
was warning you, because that's when you did just go all in on the wings. I still believe that's what caused, because you had consumed so many wings, the 5th and 6th. That's why they wanted to come back out.
But no, but if I couldn't, okay, I think the best strategy was said by Sam. Sam said it in the stream or like on the video. She said,
yeah.
"Why don't you
and
take
I
a
texted
bite?
you immediately after
Why
and said,
don't
"This
you,
is genius." I said in the chat.
why don't you take a bite and then do the shots?" But I was so consumed with like I got to finish in 10 minutes. Like that was my mindset. If I don't have a good pace of like maybe like if I finish 3 or 4 of shots, wings, whatever the combination is, then by like 2 minutes, then I'm screwed. I want to have a good pace. I want to have enough. So if I did get to that wall, I can do whatever's left. I thought it was going to be the wings, but case in point, it was the shots. And then my fault, my stupid ass fault. I filled it to the brim. I filled them to
Yeah.
the brim. But I was so
Yeah.
I was so in my head of like people thinking, oh, I'm not making a regulation.
You overthought it. I'm telling you.
And I was big dicking my own self, where I'm saying I'm gonna fucking fill them to the brim, but fuck you, I'm gonna finish them. Da 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 da. So in retrospect, if we really want to go into it, we can take a screenshot of these shots and see how many shots really were taken that night. But I'm gonna say I lost because one, I'm not I'm really like 10 shots.
You're not
is
built
a lot.
for it, and you shouldn't be. No one should be built for it. Let me say that real quick. Give me your final numbers.
What? Oh, I finished the 10 wings, finished 7 shots. If you want to add the last shot at the end, like 12 minutes, fine, whatever. But in the 10 minutes, 7 shots, 10 wings.
So here's real simple. I'm going to show everybody how it's done, because I think your strategy was absolutely
Joey,
awful.
you don't understand.
I do. Now let me finish. I do think it is physically impossible. I don't think that anybody can really do this.
With those 3 rules.
98% of alcoholics can't do this.
With those 3 rules.
With those 3 rules in mind, 98% of the world's worst alcoholics could not do this. But I can beat you. I can beat you. There's no problem. All I have to do is do one more shot. All I have to do.
That's where you want to beat me. Yeah, listen. This is a challenge. If you beat me, you're just a sicko. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is a sicko podcast.
This is not a winner's.
Of the franchise. It's not a family show.
This is not a winning
challenge. No, it is not.
This is
you
a
should not be proud
challenge.
if you accomplish this.
This is a scumbag. Like, go get some fucking help
if
you
can
do this. Oh my god! Like,
now.
I literally could not believe I agreed to it. Like all day. Like all day, I was like, and then I thought about it. I was like, 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes is a allotted time that we said, because obviously the 10, but like,
no,
10
it's
minutes,
not.
It's not a lot. Like,
you and your friends are stupid. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Sam's idea is genius. I will propose after I go ahead and I puke probably on the 4th shot, knowing my history with alcohol.
Bingo.
But I'm gonna kick your ass. It doesn't matter.
If you puke, you lose. That's what I'm saying. If those 2 rules are in there, so yeah.
It was a little self-deprecation there for you, Nude, but for myself. But I 100% do think I can stomp you on the 10, 20, 30 challenge.
No,
that
that's
mentioned it.
no. Now here's the deal.
I think that's entirely possible.
If
That'd
you
be
do
very
10, if we do 10, 20, 30, there is no way on God's green. If I do, actually, I propose this because I don't want to ever do alcohol I don't want to do alcohol for a while. I think I could do.
You're
50
drinking. What, you're gonna be drinking tomorrow?
I don't want to drink alcohol.
Going
like
for happy hour tomorrow.
I'm definitely gonna drink, but I should say like I don't want to drink like that anymore.
No one should ever want to do that. No one should ever want to drink at that pace. Were you at all also inspired from another show?
What?
Were you inspired from the Yak?
With the 10 challenge?
Their case race?
No. That wasn't it. I mean,
you mentioned the previous, like the base inspiration, but I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, no. It was literally out of thin air. And then I was thinking like because I don't want to do alcohol, maybe 50 wings in 30 minutes because that actually is a challenge somewhere in like I think it was like in Idaho or whatever. Matt and Man vs. Food tried to do it, and I was like, I feel like I could do 50 wings in 30 minutes. Like that seems simple to me, at least.
I'm stomping you next week, even though I'm going to puke on the 4th shot and probably get down 3 wings. I'm kicking your ass. And then
so if you puke at the 4th shot, you lose. So I beat your ass. So if you think you're puking, you're going to lose.
Still not getting the bid, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick your ass, even though I'm going to puke at 4 shots.
No, the 10 shots. See, the 10 shots and 20 wings.
Boy, I got a little body. I mean, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to kick your ass. But
try. I mean, hey, listen.
I'm going to have less numbers, but I'll still win.
I want people. I
want
people to understand.
Will be lower, but I'll win.
This guy's a bit machine. He's just barbecuing bits. Listen.
You have to be careful before I burn myself.
Listen, people need to understand. If you think you can do this, please try it and tag us. Tag 4 Corners. Tag me and Joey. Tag whoever. Because I want to see it. If you can do it, I want to give you your props. I want to clap, and then I want to give you that.
Well, I told you I want you on the 4 Corners Live, just watching.
I'm watching. Notes. Oh, I'm watching. I'm going to watch, and I'm going to be an asshole the entire time. I'm going to be a sicko the entire time.
I wasn't as bad as some motherfuckers.
No. Oh, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of them, their biggest part of their day is making fun of me, and they get off to that shit. Let's be honest. It's easy to hate on someone who's doing something with their lives than when they're not. So it's like, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Some people got a lot of time on their hands, and create hate that drives us forward, baby, and that's all it is.
And guess what?
Haters make us famous. Haters make us successful. So I continue to let that happen. Sip on the haterade, and we'll sit on the throne of haterade that you create.
A lot of people.
Real quick though, before we move on and do all this, I want to say one thing. And you did insult my song at the beginning of the show, and you thought I was just going to let it go. You called it a weirdo song. That song is a classic. That song is a tradition. It was good enough for the Ball family and their famous Emmy Award-winning Facebook Watch TV show.
Number one disrespected guy,
LeVar Ball. Big Bag by West Period. Go look it up. You're welcome, people. Life-changing song.
Number one disrespected guy, LeVar Ball, I guess.
Hey, man. Never, ever, ever disrespect my people or my guy, West Period. It's a great guy. I support my guys.
All right. Anyways, but like I said, I have I think I have the thickest skin probably in the United States. Like you could make fun of me the entire time and I wouldn't bat an eye. Unless you got really disrespectful, like family and shit like that. But that's hearsay. Anyways, next.
The fact that you felt like you had to mention that makes me think maybe not.
No, honestly, no. Let's be honest. Rag on me as much as you want. If that gets your rocks off,
it's all right. You got a sensitive princess.
Right. If you want to get your rocks off and make fun of me, get your rocks off.
Take care of and ego boosted every once in a while, buddy. It's fine.
No, I think people like to do it because that's the thing. They ego boost themselves by making fun of somebody who's more successful than them, and that happens.
I mean, that's unfortunately human nature. People that can't do will go ahead and be jealous of those that have done. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
with that being said, speaking of somebody that barely does nude, speaking of somebody that for some reason, after a god-awful breakup, went ahead and I guess got done with them and traded to the Carolina Panthers. We'll talk about the biggest story here in a second, but first let's just go here for what we missed last week. Do you give a shit? I don't.
About Baker to Carolina, the only thing I really want to see is obviously it's been said 12 million times. He plays them week 1. I just want to see what he brings to the table. Fantasy-wise, I do enjoy it because I think Here we go again. I'm going to get back on the fucking train. DJ Moore finally has somewhat
No!
of a confident
Wait. No!
And
No! I'm telling you, no, I'm not allowing it. I'm not letting you go any further. Fucking no, I'm not letting you go any further. I'm not letting you do it.
DJ Moore has a quarterback that if he's healthy,
God.
he did make Cleveland a 10-win team, went to the playoffs, beat the Steelers, almost beat the Chiefs. Come on. I mean, I think it's just good for the division. That's it. I think it's good for the team. I think really they came out as bandits in the sense of if Baker is still good and not injured, like not that injured anymore. I think obviously he's way better than Sam Darnold and fucking whoever they had after that. Like, I don't know what Matt Corral is going to be, but like Baker is definitely better than Sam Darnold when he's healthy. So DJ Moore's a good wide receiver. Robbie Anderson, who the fuck knows what he's going to do. I still like Terrence Marshall. I like CMC. Obviously CMC healthy is one of the best running backs in the NFL. Defensively,
True.
they're good. So, what is there not to like? Tampa is winning that division without a doubt. But post Tom Brady, if Baker is good. So
I don't think it makes a difference, and that's why I don't care. I mean, listen, even I'm surprised you even think for a second that because all Baker's done is shown flashes and then been incredibly inconsistent for a month. It's the Carson Wentz syndrome and a more short and stubby style, kind of like a Big Joe just bringing down your team slowly but surely, a cancerous chode. I just don't think it's a man move for me. I don't think Baker's going to help this team do anything whatsoever. I pray CMC stays healthy, but it's the same thing as always with me for the Panthers. And it just doesn't look like it's going to change with Baker.
We'll see what happens. I personally don't. I'm not going to put too much stock into it. Like I said, I like to see what he does with that Matt Rule system because at the end of the day, if this doesn't work out, Matt Rule is gone. They're going to try to draft another quarterback. I don't know, maybe start Matt Corral at some point this season, see. But, Baker's gone. Get to that sicko later for Cleveland, but everybody is done with
What do you mean, your idol, your hero?
We fuck you. It changed. We turned the page on that chapter. Thank God it's all over. Next. That's all I can say.
Well, speaking of next, Deshaun Watson is suing the league. At breaking news as of this morning.
I'm smoking weed because of you. This is the reason because of this Deshaun Watson.
You should have done last night to go to bed. If you had that.
I feel like the paranoia with this would have made it 1,000, like 12,000. Like I would think my central nervous system would be shutting down.
Your body doesn't work like mine, where it smokes and it's like
weed does not help that much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, a big ripper. Do you know what is that? Can you tell the people what we're ripping on today?
I don't know. Some girl Sam's friend has like a medical card and she gave it to me. So I have no idea.
You know what? Real quick, first ever mutual rip on the show, Face of the Franchise. We have historic first.
Mine. You gotta rip yours.
This is why you got it. This is why you got to watch on YouTube, people. Here we go.
There you go. Is that weed or is that vape?
Weed.
All right, I'm pulling a Joe too. Next subject.
And there we go. We have our first mutual THC rip together as a show. Proud of us. Great job. Hopefully not a lot of people from the show watch this. If you need to edit it out, we can. With that being said, next topic is, we didn't really talk about the next topic, which was Deshaun Watson is suing the league. He may get a 2 to 8 game suspension at this point is what it's looking like. So maybe now he won't sue. This guy just needs to be locked up, in my fucking opinion.
Honestly,
it's not going to change athletes with athletes, but this just continues to be fucking disgustingly.
Let's call a spade a spade. He's only doing this because he settled all those different cases. So he's telling the NFL, like, what's taking so long, blah, blah, blah. I'm suing you because your decision-making is so awful, which it is. But at the end of the day, let's just give him 6 to 8 games because at the end of the day, that's what they're going to give him because, quote-unquote, they couldn't find anything, but they're playing this whole, we're going to wait and see if a jury or anybody else is going to say anything. But the first fucking trial said not guilty. So I'm just done with this entire thing. I'm done with this Deshaun Watson thing. People are going to be like, oh, you just don't want him to play because the Steelers, blah, blah, blah. No, bro. Like, just let him play. Just end this fucking conversation. You guys really don't care about women. Let's just be honest, NFL. You guys don't care about this. You care about what puts asses in seats, which is Deshaun Watson playing Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow or fucking Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
We play the AFC West. That's what you want to see. So just fucking do it and let's move on. Stop bullshitting like you care.
It's the same as it ever was, as the old song once went.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's the same as it ever was. It's the same as ever will be, man. It's fucking disgusting. It was good to get your inside info. I know you are kind of on his team and everything, so I'm glad to hear.
See, this is now a running joke that actually might be defamation of character, and I can fucking sue you. There you go. I'll sue you, dude.
There are also arguably like 3 or 4 different things just in this episode that could get
oh
both
my
of us
god.
With
I'm pretty sure the FBI is on my ass if people start doing the triple 10 challenge.
Now let's talk about fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, a.k.a., of course, polygamy traditional Mormons. If you don't know what polygamy means, well, I can't help you there.
Well, before we get into this, I do have a question. I do
need to bring it all the way back before I get to that.
I do need a question. I'll do that because everybody knows what subject we're about to talk about, but I want to have a question for you. Which one would be more disrespectful? You fucking your mom's friend, or your friend's mom?
You fucking your mom's friend.
Or you fucking your friend's mom?
One more time.
So, which one is more disrespectful in your opinion?
Yeah.
Fucking your mom's best friend, or your friend's mom? And I'm saying friend as in like an acquaintance. I'm not saying like you're fucking like your best friend's mom.
It's got to be friend, right? I mean, so versus best friend versus friend, it's got to be friend. But it's not even about that for me, dude. It's not even about that. What's worse? What's better? At the end of the day, we came out stronger from this. Us Mormons came out stronger. We came out more proud. We understand a little bit more about ourselves.
I think Zach Wilson's the best quarterback in the NFL now. I hope you know that. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. I mean, you already have it. I have known that for a while now. Everybody else now knows as well. And I thank God they do, because, I mean, obviously he had an elite coach, an elite trainer. Obviously, we know he has an elite cock now, and that's all you need to be successful in this league. But he does it the Mormon way. Us Mormons were in shambles. That's why we didn't do the show last week, because I was just in disarray. I was beside myself. I couldn't do it. But I'm here to say this week we met, me and the higher ups of the church and Zach all sat down, and everything is good, guys, because that motherfucker's got the dog in him. That motherfucker is the sweetest boy in the pen right now. Nobody is stopping him. He learned from Joe Flacco. If you didn't know, that's Joe Flacco's ways. Joe Flacco's going to come into the church with us. We are still pure. We are still golden. We are at the top of the league right now. And we're not going to let fundamentalist Latter-day Saints have a comeback like you, because I know you believe in polygamy since you are a big Deshaun Watson guy. And the fundamentalist Mormons had a strong comeback with the under the banner of heaven, had all of this pool. You disgusting perverts are dead in the water. We'll not have you eviscerate and disgrace our church any longer. So that's all I have to say on this, Zach Wilson. We're proud of you. You get one more. You got the bear. You got the cock of the walk. You are the guy of guys. You are the alpha of alpha. Congratulations, sir. Ow, I knew. Now the world knows.
I mean, good for him. He's the GOAT. I mean, for doing that, that's crazy. I would fuck this. Like, if you have a friend, and to answer your question, you answered my question. I already picked mom's best friend. Easy money. Like, my mom will get over it. I do not want to fuck any of my friends' mom. Not saying that they're ugly or anything, just ensure respect. But my mom's friend, we're two adults. What's that? What's really gonna happen? My mom's gonna be mad at her, not me, because I'm like, well, I'm a boy, or
that's why you got to go friend's mom. I mean, that's just disrespectful. Because again, that's not. We've been talking about supporting your boys, being a good support system, like Jeff who sits silent in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's not being a good support system. What it is being a good support system is saying, hey, mom, you'll love me for forever. I had a connection. You'll understand you're my mom. You want me to be in love.
She's going to
You
get
want me
mad
to
at the
experience
friend.
true
She's going to
love.
get mad at the friend. I'm telling you. In the end of the grand scheme of things, she's going to get mad at that friend more than you. So I'm going
At
with
the end of the day, I'm really close in this
best friend.
situation. And I will tell you, in this particular situation, they're all good. We all had drinks together. Everything's cause voix. I mean,
Next subject, because
really proud.
you're running that bit to the ground, brother.
And and it's really just all good in the hood, and she's just proud of the love at this point. She's proud of Zach's love.
Water break.
Two peas in a pot again.
Jesus Christ. All right, next.
Again, it's definitely best. It's friend's mom. That's a no-brainer there. Not only, again, she'll always love you, and I hope that she'll understand that the friend's in love with me, and that she'll have to accept it, and then that's as simple as that.
No homo. He's a good-looking dude, so I'm not surprised by this. So
me and the church are proud. With that being, should I kick the horse a little bit more? Should I kick the horse one more time? All right, go ahead, go off. I'm not even going to transition to these topics. But I will rebuttal a little bit here and there because I'm proud of Lamar. Let me say my one piece, and I won't say anything else on this. Lamar, I'm proud of you. You need that money. We're going to get that money. You deserve that money. I'm tired of the disrespect as well. Who the hell is Bernard Pollard Jr.? I barely remember the guy. I remember the guys that mattered on the team, like my man Ray, like my man Ed, who absolutely stomped the Steelers' hearts out every fucking year.
You realize they are also
quickest franchise to get
they've lost
2 Super Bowls
to
ever.
The Steelers more than any other team. Like we own the Ravens. Like we put our dicks
adorable. So I'm
on their
ignoring
heads.
all that. Hey.
And the time we played them in the playoffs a couple of times, our record is like I think we're like 5-2 against them. Point is, all right, because now it's my time to shine because I love the Ravens and I love to talk about them. Here's the deal. I'm glad that Lamar finally realizes that he plays for a scumbag organization that really cheapens players. You're one of the best quarterbacks, essentially, in the NFL, best running back, maybe. You should deserve that top running back money. But they're not giving him the money. Why? Because they're cheapos. Because they rather pay Joe Flacco, who had one good Super Bowl run because of Jacoby Jones and the defense, and now you just don't want to pay a former MVP. Congratulations, Ravens. You've done it again. You are absolutely mentally ill. Okay, second. Now, Bernard Pollard, really? You came against Lamar Jackson, who is better than Joe Flacco, and you won a Super Bowl? By the way, somebody put clips of his Ravens year that when they won the Super Bowl. He was going to be the main reason why they lost against the 49ers, against the Broncos, all of them.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that defense and Jacoby Jones, Pollard would have been the reason. I'm glad Lamar clapped back because nobody should get that disrespect, even at a former MVP. I was on Lamar's side. I was like, whoa, dude, who is Paul? If it was Ed Reed or Ray Lewis, Lamar couldn't say shit. What is Lamar going to say? No offense, but really.
Yeah. I mean, but so let me ask you this: Do you think Lamar deserves that money? Unbiased as possible.
Unbiased, and me knowing the grand scheme of things, yes. Because here's the deal: a lot of people think he doesn't deserve it because of the not winning a playoff game, winning one playoff game in 3 tries. Here's the deal: Joe Flacco was the same fucking way. Joe Flacco didn't win those games until I think his 5th or 6th year. It is what it is. But I mean, who are you gonna get? We talk about quarterback tiers and those quarterbacks that are good, putting you in a different level, like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Herbert. Lamar is not up there for me, but a lot of people believe that. And unbiased, I think he's better than Kyler Murray. I think he's better than 75% of the league. So there you go. He deserves the money. So stop being cheap. Now,
that's surprising to hear. I mean, do you have a problem with how he didn't hold back on Twitter about it?
No. I mean, talk about it. I mean, he's getting disrespected as fuck. Why didn't he get money yet? Josh Allen got it. I mean, Josh Allen.
This is refreshing. I expected a lot more hostility on this segment.
I'm more so because, let's be honest. If he goes to a different team, I can finally root for him. I'll enjoy rooting for Lamar Jackson. I'll enjoy drafting him in fantasy. But right now, he plays for the scumbag, so I think he's a scumbag. So that's it. So next to another scumbag, Marlon Humphreys, another guy who, if he left the Ravens, I would enjoy. But he's an idiot. He didn't know how the Ravens were named because he's an idiot, because he plays for the Ravens. So Baltimore made him an idiot. Now,
Jeez, get him. Better fry up those Ravens. Call him dumb again.
So what's next?
Hey, listen. One thing I want to say on the Marlon Humphrey thing.
I'm not gonna lie. The rip has made me not think of a lot except for idiots and morons and scumbags.
With all due respect to all college education and all college athlete education.
He went to Alabama. Just say it. Just fucking say it.
He went to Alabama.
Okay, next. He went to play football. He didn't play school. He went to play football.
The most off-season story in the history of stories. Aaron Rodgers got his first tattoo.
Next.
Right, moving right along. Can we give Myles Garrett an NBA contract already? I just read straight from the outline. That's a fun first. He's nasty, bro. He's disgusting.
He's good. But I mean, he's a super athlete. Like, people need to realize, like, these guys that are like Myles Garrett, I'll put like in the NBA, like who would be Giannis. Like, these guys are super freaks. Like, they could pick a sport and be fine. Now the Cavs, if they had Myles Garrett, Jesus Christ,
him and Darius together. Come on now.
Him, Garland, Mobley, and fucking Allen. Jesus, like, I'm a Miami Heat fan. If I saw that, I'd be like, Cavs 4-1.
If he got a 10-day contract, he's turning that into something else. He really is.
But let's be honest. He's arguably the top pass rusher in the NFL. He got the biggest money at the time he did, and yeah, he's not going anywhere. So if he was like bad, if he was like, oh, he's like decent.
Why can't he in the offseason take a 10-day contract?
You can't. The Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson years are done. Like, there's no one who's doing two sports anymore. Like, even though these guys like Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray go to like spring training for baseball, but they're not doing shit.
And bat with a minor league team for a bit.
Are they thinking about switching? No, motherfucker. They're quarterbacks in the NFL. They'll get guaranteed money more than the MLB. Ask Juan Soto what's going on with him. That he doesn't want to sign a 15-year contract.
$404 million.
Yeah, but that's
not like that's a different story.
That's kind of like a shadowing thing. Like, it's 400 something million, but if you take it by year, it's like only 28 million, which makes him like only the top 10. Oh, I mean, yes, but I'm just saying he is good. He deserves more.
He's also not. I mean, he's there. He's great. I fucking love Soto. Don't give me the Soto hate. He's a fantastic player. I don't think he's at the exact level of the guys that get those contracts. The Machados, the Strouds. He's not there.
He's not, and I agree. I just think I understand what he's doing. He just doesn't want to sign a 15-year deal with an organization that after the World Series gutted everything and basically told everyone that run was a magical run and can never be duplicated. And then they just traded everyone. So it's just like, whatever. But this is a football podcast.
Yeah,
so let's get back to it. So,
hey, no, quick side note though. Shout out our O's, hottest team in baseball right now. Get them back to 500. That's it. That's all. Moving right along to the
5 games behind the wild card spot. But let's get to the real story. I know what story's
going to get fucking heated right here. I am legitimately. You said to me pre-show, you don't care about this.
Can I say my argument? You're
once again exposing your non-loyalist ways. You're a non-loyal Steelers fan. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm actually showing
does
why
not give a shit.
I give a fuck because here's the deal, dude. I don't care if you name the fucking stadium
at all.
Yeah, I don't. Because here's the deal. I don't care if you name that fucking place the X Videos Porn Stadium of the Year. I don't give a fuck. Here's the deal. I want the Steelers.
X Videos Porn State of the Year.
Stadium of the Year. Stadium. Listen. Great. Heinz Field. Yes. Everybody remembers. Heinz Field. Yes. The ketchup bottles. Blah, blah, blah.
Got moved today. Or the other day.
I am so sick and tired of people giving a fuck about the dumbest things, which is name changing of the stadiums. Yes, it's gonna look stupid when I have to say Acrisure Stadium. Whatever. I don't care. If Acrisure Stadium means we went 4 Super Bowls, nobody's gonna care. Like when Washington football team was the Washington football team. Remember how people gave like a big fuck about it, and then you guys won a playoff game, and everybody's like, you know what? That name sounds good. Blah blah blah. Like that's fine. Like everybody is fine. Everybody hates the Commanders, but if you guys win a Super Bowl under the Commanders name, I swear to God, everybody's gonna be like, I'm a fucking commie. Blah blah blah. Go
Nope.
Commanders. Like that's all that matters. And I
Not
don't
me,
give a
not
fuck.
I.
I don't give
That
a fuck. It's business. It's business. They didn't re-up, whatever. Acrisure from fucking Detroit wanted it. They got it. Guess what? The memories of the
I don't know why that made me laugh.
the memories of Heinz Field and Three Rivers Stadium is still there, dude. Go watch it on fucking film. Oh, I'm gonna tell my grandson it used to be Heinz Field. Nah, nah, nah. Like who? But who gives a shit? If nobody wins, who gives a shit? Who gives a flying fuck?
Bitter
Like, that's
sociopath doesn't care about the history of his team.
I care about the history on the field, where Troy Polamalu picked fucking Flacco off, taking us to Super Bowl 43.
What was the field? What was the stadium called?
Who gives a fuck what the stadium's called?
What was it called then?
No, the
Say
play
its
was
name.
called.
Say its name.
The Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 43, thanks to number 43. And the Immaculate Reach, where fucking Ben threw the ball to Antonio Brown, and he went like this, and we beat those fucking scumbags from Baltimore. I don't want to hear anything about the stadium. Fuck the stadium, whatever. Let's just make sure the field is good so Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky can actually do enough to make this team win. That's it. Mike Tomlin, great, one of the greatest coaches of all time. You can put him at number 2 behind Bill Belichick or number 3 behind Andy Reid. That's his perfect spot, whatever. That's it. Doesn't have to do with anything with Heinz Field. Does it? I don't give a fuck. The field is the field. That's it. All these people, oh, it's Heinz Field, it's Heinz Field, it's Heinz Field. You're going to still call it Heinz Field. I know you will. And everybody's going to still have Heinz fucking ketchup and putting on their sandwiches. That's it. Give me a fucking break.
Sociopathic pervert, fundamentalist, Latter-day Saint does not care about his team, even though he claims he does.
I mean, I just make a proven point that
for some reason I have this on the outline.
You don't care about winning. Next.
All I do is win. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right,
all my team certainly does not care about winning.
Another one.
My team certainly does not care about winning. With that being said, Bears trade 2024 7th round pick to the
N'Keal Harry, best wide receiver on the Bears. Next, that's it. Harry just became the best wide receiver.
Marcus Russell. This is one of my favorite probably quotes of the week. Marcus Russell does not want to be called just a bust, but what is it, dude? He wants to be called
the biggest bust.
And boy, howdy does he deserve it. Except
self-awareness.
Ryan Leaf has an argument in that conversation.
Ryan Leaf
has an argument in that conversation, but outside of that, there's no debate.
I think Ryan Leaf gets a pass because actually the Colts made the right decision and drafted Peyton Manning before him. But Jamarcus Russell got picked 1 overall before Megatron, which is also not kind of a pass. You're not picking a wide receiver number 1 overall. But again, his self-awareness is 9,000. Great for him. I'm glad he understands. So.
Yeah, I think he's always kind of been that way, honestly. So shout out for him. Biggest bust of all time. Congratulations, Jamarcus. Madden's made another game.
All right, next. The rating
sucks. Now, going to the AFC West 2022-2023 season.
No, keep going.
Preview.
Stop. So if you want to
Thanks for the direction.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
If you want to hear the other divisions, go listen to the other episodes. The reason why I'm saying this is because this is the last division we're gonna do before we get into.
I looked. No. I looked. We still have. I made a note.
Did you make a note?
Yes, we still. One moment. Patience is a virtue. We still have one NFC division to get to before, I believe.
We did West. We did West, South, and North, right?
We have not done the South.
Yes, we did. We both picked the Buccaneers, right?
Nope. We have not done the South.
I swear to God, we picked the Buccaneers.
Hold on. Let's we'll figure that out after the show. We might have one more.
Okay.
Not, then we'll finally get to our division.
If Joey's correct, we have one more. But if I'm correct, the next 2 divisions are our divisions, where we're probably going to have an hour and 30-minute show. If he is, he's going to go off on the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Commanders. I'm going to go off on that sicko, the scumbags and the Steelers. We have,
and based on the history, I'm likely correct.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll start off. So it's the AFC West. This is going to be a gauntlet of the division, and to pick these teams in order is tough because I have no fucking idea. But I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, this is easily by far the toughest. You know what? No. Did we do NFC West? It was either NFC West or NFC South. I think we did the South, maybe the I'll have to check.
We did the West. You're right. So here's what you're right, and
the West, right?
We didn't do the West. We did the South.
Yep.
There you go. So NFC West next week.
We're
gonna go all Rams probably and enjoy ourselves. So let's do this. I'm gonna say this right now. All 4 teams 10-win plus. Where they rank and where they're gonna finish in the wild card spot is where I believe they're gonna happen because I think, and I'm gonna say this, all 4 teams are making the playoffs. I don't see unless there's major injuries to their quarterbacks or their key players. I don't see either team. All 4 teams are making it because here's the deal.
The one division where you can't even play devil's advocate really.
I can't think of anything else right now on paper. The team at 4 for me is the Raiders, and I think they're 10 wins. I think Derek Carr, in my opinion, because everybody likes to say it, is like. Everybody hates Derek Carr for some reason, but only thing that Derek Carr does is win. Like, He just goes out there, does enough with the weapons he has. Now he gets his best friend, Davante Adams, on the team. He gets a healthy Waller. Hunter Renfrow becomes this guy out of nowhere, and then their defense got extremely better with Chandler Jones, with Max Crosby having his breakout year. The front seven is gnarly. Like, the only thing I could see is Josh Jacobs being hurt all the time. And then the defensive backs are not that strong. But I like the direction of this team. And then Josh McDaniels coming as the coach to coach up Derek Carr, coach up Davante Adams, my favorite wide receiver, that not in the Steelers uniform. And then Darren Waller. We all forget Darren Waller. Darren Waller was hurt last year.
It's not fucking DJ Moore. Motherfucker. Don't pick DJ Moore. I'm asking you as a friend.
What? I'm saying Darnold.
I'm just throwing it out there right now. Do not draft DJ Moore at all this season.
What? We're talking about the AFC West.
I don't give a fuck. All right. You brought up your favorite player, not in a Steelers uniform. It's DJ Moore. It's not Davante Adams. Don't draft him.
Okay. Let me preface this. DJ Moore is my favorite. my favorite guy that I want to succeed not in a Steelers uniform. Davante Adams is a successful player that isn't in a Steelers uniform that is good. So all I'm saying is Darren Waller comes back. He's going to be good. I think the offensive line got better in the sense they're going to have another year together. They play in Vegas. It's going to be bright lights. I think 10 wins. They're going to be the last team in. And then the next 2 teams that I talk about are the 5th and 6th seed. So my next team up at 11 wins is gonna be the Broncos. Yeah. I think the Broncos is gonna be.
We should start guessing.
I just think the Broncos. Russ is gonna be. Russ is gonna do Russ things. I think he has the best receiving core he's had in a while. Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy got his stuff dismissed, so he's gonna be on the field. And Tim Patrick. They got great running backs and Javonte Williams and fucking Melvin Gordon. Don't forget that their defense is still pretty good. Justin Simmons, we're a safety podcast. Justin Simmons is up there with one of the best safeties in the world. Like, you think of Mika, you think of Bayard, you think of Bates. He's up there too. And then their front seven is still pretty good. They signed Randy Gregory from the Cowboys. He said, fuck that. I'm playing with Russ. Fuck that. That's funny to me. And he goes and plays with them. I think they're going to be really good as well, obviously, because Russ brings another element to that offense that Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock couldn't do because he's a Hall of Famer. That's it. And a change of scenery needed to happen. Now.
Brett Rippin, too?
Now.
Brett Rippin?
Now.
His father's a former, Super Bowl MVP, but whatever.
Yeah. Another 11-win team. They beat out the Broncos because of record in the division, but a team that won this division so many times, they're not going to win it this year. And I think you
are very, very close to being on the same page.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Damn, dude, go ahead.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I knew this was going to happen.
Why? Let me just say why. Because if you think going from Tyreek Hill and all the weapons you had last year, and to the running backs that you had last year, to the defense you had last year, to Juju fucking Smith-Schuster, and you're going to think you got better, and MVS and a year older Travis Kelce, you're dumb as rocks. Just because you think Patrick Mahomes clearly has proven himself. We don't have to go through that.
He's going to make the playoffs no matter where he is or who he has.
Exactly.
Every year. Period.
Defense is going to be still good, but you lost Honey Badger. You lost all these different players. Now you have CH and Ronald Jones in the backfield. Like, in all honesty, the Chiefs really didn't get any better in a sense of, like, team-wise. But because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce hasn't fallen off yet, so I will give him that. And it's Andy Reid. I'm just saying, I mean, they still need their respect until they don't earn it anymore. And that's why I have them at 2. I could easily put the Broncos at 2, but I'm just giving Patrick Mahomes the respect. You could put them
anywhere, honestly. You could argue for 4.
That's what I'm saying. This is a division of pure madness. Pure madness.
Yeah.
Now, the team that I have at 14 fucking wins and the number 1 seed in the AFC.
We you know what? We might as well just come out and say it. We are, outside of our teams, I think our favorite team on this podcast is the
San Diego
Chargers. Yeah.
San Diego Chargers. No, why I love the Chargers, and yes, is it because I love Justin Herbert to death because he's won me so many championships last year? Yes, I love Justin Herbert. I thought Justin Herbert was going to be good coming out of college, but I didn't think he was this good. Dude can make every fucking throw I have ever seen. Like, and then you think of Keenan Allen, you think of this Parham guy that's going to come up in the tight end position, who I think is going to be good. Their offensive line is good. Their fucking
Would you say that Herbert is the most naturally gifted out of any QB in the league?
Nah, because Patrick Mahomes.
I think a lot of that is skill that's been built over time. I think that if you let me put it this way, both Patrick and Josh are working at Justin, are working at the same bank. Okay.
Okay.
And we go and say, hey, it looks like you two are going to be good at football. We throw them in. I would argue Justin, just straight from the bank, is going to have a better time and more successful time than Patrick Mahomes, straight from the bank.
I understand that sentiment, and I like Herbert a lot. Like, when I say I like Herbert a lot, the only 2 quarterbacks that would take over Herbert, unfortunately, is Mahomes and Allen. Like, the reason why
Mahomes and Lamar Jackson?
The reason why I take Mahomes over him,
I agree with you on that,
is because Mahomes has proven he can first of all, he can run better than Herbert. I think he has a stronger arm, and I think Allen is the same way. And Allen is just, he's a tank. So
he might have the best arm in football.
Yeah. So, like, that guy is a 6'7" fucking bulldozer. But, and then defensively, we're not forgetting Joey Bosa. Derwin James is coming.
Hey, technical difficulties resolved.
Just end my argument.
I am now live from the Batcave. Everything's going to be okay.
You're good?
I am live from the Batcave. We are A-okay. Onward to victory.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, you know what? We have our bumps in the road, but we always move right forward and resolve them, buddy, because we are America's dream team.
Absolutely. That's how I see it. But
goddamn right.
Argument, they got better on defense. I think that helps in that division. Who they play, their schedule. They're the number 1 seed. So to end where I have them, I have them at 1, the number 1 seed. I have the Chiefs at 5. I have the Broncos at 6, and I have the Raiders at 7 for seeding. And then if you're keeping track, I have the Titans at the 4th spot. And then number 2, the Bills. And then number 3 will be the winner of the AFC North. So go ahead.
Look at you coming prepped today. I like it. All right. But listen, couple things. For some reason, this offseason has been the most Nude and Joe on the same page divisions. I think they will vary coming here in a couple of weeks. I have no doubt they'll vary very soon. Don't you worry there. But with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and run through quick because we are pretty much exactly the same, except for I have the Denver, and I do agree with the 10 wins and above theory. So I do have the Denver Broncos at 10-7. They are, however, in last place for me. The offense on paper looks good. We know that defense is scary, disgusting, and definitely has to compete with the rest of the scary, disgusting defenses, except for the Chiefs, that are in their division. And honestly, in that league and the AFC is a very just heavy defensive conference. But
Right.
with that being said, I don't see them really coming out more than that. I don't see anything outside of 10 wins. Like you said, they acquired Russell. They're going to have a little bit of confidence going in. They made some other great signings throughout to kind of fill some of those gaps in defense. I know they signed a couple of linemen in terms of Zach Johnson, and who's going to be a huge difference, as well as Luke Wattenberg, who's going to go ahead and serve as their center, because they need a huge revamp offensive line, as you mentioned, dude.
Right.
And I think that's going to patch those holes together. Moving right along, I do have the Raiders in third because they are that upset team. I don't know, no pun intended, but they are the best bet in Vegas. They really are.
Probably.
Especially when they are dogs or they are facing the Chiefs. If they are dogs or they are facing the Chiefs, that is all as locked as it gets. If they are favored, stay away. Stay a mile.
Kryptonite.
No, 1,000%. For whatever reason,
Everybody has a kryptonite.
people expect good things out of Derek. He doesn't deliver good things. When they don't, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think it's going to make a huge difference with having his best buddy there, Devontae Adams. I think Josh Jacobs is really going to flow well in that whole chemistry too. And I think this is going to be a really close-knit unit that is going to go ahead and give you 12. Let's go 11. I'm going to go ahead and let's go 11, and we're going to be on 11-6 team here.
Okay.
So again,
Don't hate it.
I see them getting in the playoffs as well. I don't see them going far, except for maybe getting to the second round, but that's as far as we take it. With that being said, next up, I do have the Kansas City Chiefs. Just like Newt, I do smell a little bit of a, for Chiefs standards, for Kansas City Chiefs standards, a bit of a downfall going in here, Newt. I just don't really see, like you said, a lot of great weapons are gone now. A lot of things were dropped. The defense is still the defense, which is fucking atrocious. The offensive line really wasn't patched up like one thought it might be in the offseason, like it should have been. I do smell, and there probably were some gas when Nude said it, that the downfall of Travis is coming, guys. What is he, 34, 35 now?
Yeah, he's on, I think, the second year of a 4-year contract. Mark Andrews already outscored him last year, so and you think about it, it's coming. I like Travis Kelce, another guy, successful guy who I like that isn't a Steeler. I just don't know, dude. It's coming.
Arguably top 5 tight end of all time, right? I mean, probably top 3, really.
One guy I really admired from the back in the day, who was a Kansas City Chiefs, said Travis is better than him. Obviously,
Mr. Gonzalez.
He has to say that, but yeah, Tony is the reason why anybody wanted to be a tight end, him and Gates. So it's just like,
yep,
him to say that is crazy. But
that's a huge tip of the cap for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Cosign, tip of the cap, whatever the kids want to use these days. But next up, man, I listen. I love my San Diego Chargers. They went ahead and pitched and patched up the house to really make it a tight foundation over here in San Diego, aka Los Angeles. I mean, I'm just really impressed with not only the off season they had, but I think you're gonna have. I mean, you kept Mike Williams. You go ahead and sign Kyle Van Noy, Bryce Callahan, pitch at kind of those couple weak cornerbackers. Hopefully, we have our cornerbacks. We have a couple guys that hopefully stay healthy, and that's all it ever really is for us. Both of us knew with the Chargers. So I'm praying with my fingers crossed here, even though I am an atheist type of guy. I think that this is the Chargers' year. They will get to the Super Bowl. They are in the Super Bowl for me this year. They are a 15-win team for me. I am super high as always on these Chargers. I don't think they'll disappoint. I do think that Justin Herbert is going to start to get in that conversation of the Lamar Jacksons, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
You always love to put Lamar Jackson.
No one else does.
Fucking God.
Everyone else
cares.
likes to disrespect my man, but that's all right.
Hey, at least I was honest this podcast about him. Because usually I would be like, no, fuck him. He's a piece of shit. But hey, man, if he's not a Raven, I'll stand by him.
Again, I don't know if we want your support with all the allegations currently against you.
I'm never. Well, here's an allegation to you. One more of those jokes, and I'm gonna take your ass to court, like fucking Amber Heard and shit. Piece of crap.
We were gonna go ahead and do the 10 challenge, but tune in next week for me and Nude's deposition.
I might actually be like, yo, listen, this guy's a fucking fool. He's saying too much about this because he knows I know a lot about him, and I can fucking murder him in court with what he's done in his life.
First of all, like you said, all I've ever done in my life is be an entrepreneurial spirit. I make cash appear in my hands. I call for cash, and it comes to me. And I can't help but I'm successful off that. The means of the cash, the method of the cash, does not matter. That is not important. What is important is that I'm an entrepreneurial spirit, and some pervert, the haters that you were talking about earlier, is jealous. And I'll see you in court, and you're not gonna have a good time.
I'll see you in court. All right, next.
Next topic is gonna go ahead and be the Nude debate of the week. Even though it has not been a debate for a couple weeks, Nude, I think we are going to differ here a little bit. The 4 running back strategy, it is probably the most trendy strategy over the last couple of years. It is becoming a bit oversaturated, but I believe that you stick with it. I think that we've a couple times on the show have advised you to stay away from the drafting the quarterback right away method, drafting the super hype guy right away method, drafting Christian McCaffrey first. Don't do it. Don't fool yourself again. I've done it 2 years in a row now. Don't do it. There's something at the running back position, though, that by week 10, and we all know it, it is, especially last year, it is the fucking Dust Bowl out there. It is as dry as the Sahara. There is no life to be seen. All the good running backs are either injured, and if they are injured, they're in the injured reserve, or they are rocking it for that person. It's just they're not going to be let go. Nothing's going to happen. No one wants to trade for them. It's just not going to happen. I say you employ the 4 running back strategy. 1, you get your quarterbacks, typically in the 5th round anyway, 6th round, 7th round. You go ahead and get your tight end in the 6th. You can still get a decent guy at those numbers, at that round number. And then the most saturated position of them all, wide receiver. You go ahead and you will find those guys. Jamar was going in 8th and 9th rounds last year. I'm telling you, there are gyms to be found that will be in that top 10 list in that 9th, 10th round. You know there is, Nude. You know I'm not incorrect here. You agree with me in theory, but you mentioned pre-show we have a little bit of an issue here.
So it's not an issue. Like I said, if you want to go that way and you feel like you can survive with 4 running backs, and then your wide receivers being like Gabe Davis and fucking Chase Claypool, go for it. And then like your tight end position will have to be punted. Your quarterback position will have to be punted in the sense that if it's a redraft league, which it most likely is, you're gonna be it's gonna be like Derek Carr and like Zach Ertz. Again, a strategy nonetheless. The reason why I'm saying,
I think you'll have more value than just a Zach. I think you'll have those second tiers still available.
But he's considered second tier because of the offense.
He's kind of divulged into a 3rd, 4th.
My point is this: if I'm drafting, right, and I say like I start off, let's say I'm pick 4 or 5, so that's basically where like Christian McCaffrey is, and Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry. I'm taking them, right? If I'm like the 6th pick, and I have Cooper Kupp in front of me, I'm taking Cooper Kupp, and I'm not going to try and, like, reach for Alvin Kamara or Austin Eckler. Now, why do I say that? And you're right. I 100% agree. The most saturated position is wide receiver because any wide receiver can go off. These rookie wide receivers have been a revelation. Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson could go off 1 week. Jamison Williams can go off when he comes back. Like, even Dotson for you guys. Like, anybody. And it's right. It's cool. But I want a for sure guy who's established, who I know has a rapport with the quarterback that he's with. That's why Devontae Adams is going lower than he should be because of the whole Derek Carr thing. But, I mean, Derek Carr and him were best friends. So people are still drafting him in the first round. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Those guys are in such a tier that you think, oh, if I have him with a good running back, like, if you take one of them in the first round and then you go in the second round and get, like, well, it's just a lot of people love James Conner, who scores a lot of touchdowns, whose role is not diminished after what's his name left, Chase Edmonds. You have I don't remember. Sometimes DeAndre Swift's in there.
I think there's some people
Aaron
with James
Jones.
Conner in the past who may have a little PTSD with that. But yeah.
I mean, if you're in a half-point PPR or PPR, like, you're going to want a wide receiver who's getting a lot of receptions. You don't want a guy who's like 2 receptions and some days he'll have 100-something yards, and then another week he has 20. So it's like you're playing a game in a position, yes, that's saturated, but you want to make sure that you have all your pieces and it's balanced, because that's kind of what I want to do. I want to have kind of a positional advantage against the guy, which is, like you said, it could be 2 running backs that are studs, that are absolute knockout punches. Like, I got Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. They're both very healthy guys who
I just got rock hard when you said that.
Yeah, like, if you got both those guys, of course you're fucking going crazy. But let's take another point. Like, you're in the back of the rounds and you're with, like, Najee and James Conner. Like, Najee's going to have the volume. James Conner is very touchdown dependent, but it's like, I mean, I'm just pounding my fist because I'm just saying, like last year, like I won championships because last year I had a top 3 tight end, which was like either Travis Kelce or Darren Waller or George Kittle, and when they were playing, they were all good. And then I had Devontae Adams, who was the number 1 wide receiver until Cooper Kupp came out of nowhere and destroyed everyone. And then Najee, who had the volume and the rushing yards and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, if you feel that strategy is good and you're not reaching, then go for it, 100%.
You're right.
So
where if you're in that, they're in that 10th, 11th, 12th pick, depending on how big your league is, you're gonna have that top tier wide receiver that Newt's talking about still available. At that point, I mean, you cannot not take a Justin Jefferson,
exactly,
or Devontae Adams at that point. I think that it's viable up to pick 7, maybe even 8. But outside of that, you are starting to skate on thin water, certainly. But I just think there is so much value there at wide receiver, and there's so much potential for any guy to become that Jamar Chase. Every single year, there is 3 or 4 guys just like that.
It's true. You're right. But, like, the uncertainty and the waiver wire and all this crap, it's just like you're not going to be guaranteed the next Justin Jefferson on the waiver wire. Like, if you get him, awesome. Congratulations. Clapping up for you. But I'd rather have the guy who's already proven I don't have to worry about, and who eats breakfast with his fucking quarterback every day, Cooper Kupp, and the guy who
that's a winner
next to his best friend, Devontae Adams, and then Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Like, they all have established themselves and have a higher floor than most people. We are banking on a ceiling that we don't know, but with these other guys, like who I just named, their floor is so high that you're okay with, like, him giving you 12 points. But you're thinking of a guy like Gabe Davis or Mooney or Claypool, who certainly 12 points is kind of like, oh, great, like, he got me 12 points, like, I'm happy. Like, but he can give you 2 points the next week. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to have a balance.
I get what you're saying, and where, like, there's some guys that are involved in game plan, and sometimes there are guys that can go ahead and be like, all right, I noticed he was featured a little bit. I have a gut feeling he's going to be featured heavy this time, or it's the hot week where the guy will have 2-3 hot weeks. You also don't want to be chasing the trail. But I think at the end of the day, just like all our debates, which Well, most of the debates we ended a pretty much agree here for the most part. I mean, I
Yeah,
think it's
go
a
for
smart
it.
strategy
Go
to
for it.
employ.
Nothing wrong with your strategy.
If you were 1 through 5, 1,000%, I think there is no doubt you do.
You're a dummy. Well, a lot of people do believe like Cooper Cup could go third, and that's fine. Again, there's no wrong answer to this. It's what you feel you can get in the next round. Like when you're picking Cooper Cup 3, right? You're basically saying to everyone, you're basically saying to everyone, I'm targeting maybe another running back, and that's you could do a zero RB strategy, kind of opposite of you. You could go 3, 4
I think we
wide
talked about that a
receivers.
little last year.
And you could do that way, and then hope you get a Javonte Williams at later rounds. This year, it's probably going to be like a Rashard Penny. People believe he's going to be the starter in Seattle, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's a game you play in fantasy. You get playing a gamble, and what works best for you. So
Beautiful, lovely, another wonderful show. Please disembowel your ways is all I ask. And who we got sponsoring us, dude? Is Google
so
sponsoring
we got
us yet?
sponsors, yeah. So shout out to Stuck Up Clothing, of course, always finest fashion money can buy. Thank you so much for your love and support. Find them on IG for their new clothing line and their new website. They are quick with the deliveries. Don't you ever forget that. Look at their new line. They're all over the place. Get your nice clothes today with some nice eyeglasses from Eyesight Mobile Eyewear Company. That's Eyesight with an eye. They'll come to you for prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, and anything you need. Follow them on IG as well. Look at their new sites and all this stuff. And then
Can you
Seduction
tell
by
how
Jax
dirty
for
they
all
are
my.
in the darker now?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah,
But,
it's fucked up, dude. Eyeglass wear, I'm getting you up, man. I need new glasses. I wear these in the pool too much.
Go Seduction by Jax, get your stuff all done for anything, weddings, proms, big meetings, anything.
We're in
She's getting
cuffing
booked
season.
up fine. IG, follow her, get your bookings today.
You got a shout out on the stream last night.
I was drunk, so I can't lie.
That you were.
Shout out to Gavea Fitness.
I think you said,
Carolinas.
Go get eyesight wear and whatever the fuck else. I'm drunk.
Yep.
was the ad read at the end.
Yep. And then shout out to Gavea Fitness down in the Carolinas. Follow them as well. They have merch, Scotty B, merch guy, as well as this episode is brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Get your razor today. Shave those balls. Get ready for the summer.
Again,
Enjoy
we're
yourself.
midsummer, so like if you haven't gotten it yet, that's a problem. Get it right now. And nobody wants that goose sweat. Nobody wants a stank where it can paint where you hit the hanky. Yeah, no one wants a stank where you hit the hanky pack. There we go.
There you go. As well as use promo code 4CR20 in your next purchase. Use that promo code 4, number 4CR, and the number 20 to get money off your next purchase. My name is the Pharaoh. That is Little Joe. Stay breezy. Stay easy. One love.
I don't feel good about stank and hanky pack.
That might need to cut out.